I've been doing a lot of tarot pulls and things like that, and I thought I would just kind of show you guys what was in my collection that I have right now, so you can kind of be a little familiar with what's being used. I have a tarot and oracle that I both use. This one is only going to focus on tarot today. I yesterday made a video thinking I was just going to show you guys all that I had, and realized that it was taking a bit too long. So I'm trying to do it all together this way. And then I'll have another video on the oracle decks that I have, because it's about half and half. It's not a huge one, but or collection, but it's growing. So anyways, also I do make my own boxes too, as you can see, for energy purposes, and sometimes because I just don't like the boxes that they come in. Usually if it's a flip top box, that's what we do. So these aren't in any order because I have no idea what order I got everything in except for this one. I do know this one was my first deck and it was given to me. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry about that. We had some barking dogs. Anyways, what I was saying is that I do make my own boxes. This is the deck that I got first. It's original Rider-Waite. And I think I made this out of a cereal box. If you're interested, just let me know and I could maybe make a tutorial on that. But these are the original Rider-Waite cards. I use these all the time. I learned on these. I'm pretty sure if you're on this video, you're probably very, very, very familiar. If not, it's very, very easy to get your hands on a pair of these cards. It's also probably the most universal deck out there to learn off of, because tons and tons of decks are come from this one. And once you learn this one, you can learn tons and tons of other decks and you don't have any problems. Usually this is the exact same deck, smaller travel version, except it's a little bit prettier with the color. It's a little bit more vibrant. That is why they call it the Radiant Rider-Waite tarot deck. And these are obviously a little bit more slicker, obviously less used, but I do take these when I travel and it's fun. And it comes in this cute little tin box that I got it in. I enjoy it. Okay, so we also have, I didn't know those were upside down. Sorry about that, guys. We have the Morgan Greer Tarot. And this is also a travel size. I obviously got these both at the same time. God, I love this one. This one's just fun because it's beautiful and there's no, I hate borders. I don't hate borders. I don't know why I said that. I hate nothing. But I definitely like cards that are borderless. And these are so similar to the Rider-Waite style. Hardly a difference at all in these. Beauties. I like using these. These are fun. These are just really fun. You can see how pretty they are. They're easy to read. Very similar to the other decks. You know, easy. Little bitty guys. Easy to shuffle. You know, just kind of pops right in there. So yeah, you know, these are all the kinds that you don't ever have to look at the book, I think. So, and then I just went ahead and did this one because I did make a box for this. This is the Thoth deck, or Thoth deck, however you want to call it. This is what it looks like on this side. And then, so, if you're not familiar with this, which you probably are, Aleister Crowley is one responsible for this deck, and then Lady Frida Harris, I believe, is the artist. And they, I mean, just beautiful. Obviously, that's the Two of Cups, and the word down below says love. That's what the Two of Cups represents, so it's easy. Here's a Queen of Discs. Gosh, isn't that pretty? Isn't that so pretty? It's what's crazy is I haven't used this in quite some time, but now that I have it out, I feel like I'm just supposed to. So this is a great deck. This is also a great one to learn off of. The style is different. They're not as near like Rider-Waite, and so you kind of have to be able to know what's going on or just read it in a different way. But this is a great, beautiful deck to work with, and lots of people I know have loved this deck. So, all right, that's the first four. Let's see what I can get next. Okay, these next two here, probably some of my absolute favorites of all time. Don't let the name fool you. I guess we'll start with this one. This is the Fountain Tarot. Absolutely love the packaging. And this guy, it's kind of one of those side flip, I think. There is this side of the deck. Also very, very beautifully gilded in silver, as you can see. Before we get into that, I just kind of wanted to, let's grab this. I don't go through the books very often, so I don't even know if I've ever really even gone through this yet. But it's really pretty. Look at the packaging on this is just, it's quite gorgeous if you ask me. It looks like it gives spreads, which most of them do, then talks about the majors, the minors, good information. This is a very modern deck, but it follows along with Rider-Waite very easily. Okay, so what I mean, or what I was saying is, this is a very modern deck. Sorry, I had a break. This is a very modern deck, but so simple. I think if I would have had this deck very, very first, it might not have been as hard to learn how to read. Maybe, I don't know. But it's very similar Rider-Waite, but way more modern, easy to read. I mean, I enjoy it. So obviously, this glass heart is breaking, pierced heartbreak. You can just tell. There's the Five of Cups. You can tell he's more focused on what has spilt than what has not. It's just, you can read these cards and man, oh, aren't they beautiful? Aren't these gorgeous? Look at the Hermit. And the Star. Oh, there it goes. Well, how about you look at the Queen of Cups instead? I just love these. They're very modern. They're very beautiful. They're very simple. Here, look at this. What is it? Seven of Swords, and you have somebody taking away some of them. You can read this. You can say, if you knew a tiny bit about each little thing, you would know that swords mean air, and you would know that air is a communicative sign, that is how you communicate and the way you speak. And this could be, you know, maybe you told somebody a whole bunch of information and maybe they're walking away with some of it. Or, you know, maybe this could represent somebody taking things that are yours, or that you should be weary of the people around you because some people are givers and some are takers. You don't know. I mean, it just depends on what the card is by. But what I'm saying is that there's these, you can read these. You can read these cards. Look at the Tower. Oh, just think these are gorgeous. And they're mass produced. You can get these most places. And they're fairly probably pretty easy to buy. I mean, I don't think they're very expensive. I'd say they're less than $20, I bet. I would think, this deck. And I would say most of the decks that I have, you can probably find them off Amazon. One of these days I will be getting a lot more indie decks. I have one or two, I guess, but we go from there. So I have that one. And then, so then we'll take a look at the Illuminati, Tarot Illuminati, and that is like illuminating the truth, is what that means. It has nothing to do with secret societies or symbolism and that. And if it does, then that's what it is. I cleanse every single deck. I put my own energy in the decks. It's not anything but my own. Okay, so the packaging, very, very, very pretty. I like these little side flip ones. They're just easy, and the boxes are nice. I just like these a lot. Comes the companion book here is full size as the box. Gosh, look at that box. It's a great box. It really is. Companion book. Not only, well, there's obviously some spreads in here, but not only is it full size, let's also more spreads. Full color. Look at that. Full color. How pretty, huh? And even the rest of the minors are in color as well. Good information. Just a little excerpts, and then the cards themselves, I use these quite often. So it comes with a beautiful gold gilding. However, mine, I don't know if you can see this. You can just tell it's used. I just use it often. So very beautiful cards. They were sticky as well when I got them, and I think one of the cards got stuck on the other card. I find that when you get cards that are stuck together, that come and there's like a whole bunch of them kind of stuck together, so they don't like peel apart. When they're stuck together, when you get them like this and you kind of bend them a little bit, kind of like that, and then they'll come right apart. So these guys, sorry, just a little hint there for you. These guys are so much like Rider-Waite. I mean, very similar. You can tell how beautiful, how bold the colors are. So similar to Rider-Waite that you don't have to look at the book to read if you already know that style of reading. But these are just real pretty, and I enjoy them. I enjoy them quite a bit. There's awesome cards. There's a couple in here I'm not very fond of. This is probably my favorite though. I'm so glad that we saw this one. This is the Strength card. One of my favorites. I love the Strength cards, but I don't like when they make it look like the lion's being manhandled in some of the decks. I'm a real animal advocate, so that always seems to go like, why does it look like she's trying to hurt the lion? This one, obviously, it's not. She's strong enough to control the environment around her without using physical force, is what I feel. So this is how I look at these cards. These are beautiful, beautiful cards to own. Just my opinion, but I absolutely love these cards. So, all right, let's see what we can pull up next for you guys. Okay, so I have this box left. I actually already filmed the video. I'm going to stick this one in here somewhere. I actually forgot to do it during the filming because it was downstairs and I can't leave this one out. It's one of my favorites. It's the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And tarot, because it's tarot, but it is very close to a tarot-oracle. Does not follow the tarot system. It goes by what it goes by. This is an 81 card deck. And you can read it like tarot, but there's this one I don't use very often because I don't know how. This is one I'm going to have to completely learn, like I learned the tarot originally. They don't correspond. A lot of them do correspond correctly, but a lot of them don't. So I can't even go by, you know, what I know of it. So definitely need, if you buy this, you're going to need the book and you're going to need to study it. This is over 300 pages as well. And I'm thinking you're going to have to really read this like a novel. Like it's a completely different deck. It has different meanings. There's words, you know, sometimes I have to have a dictionary for this. I know one of the cards I think is the Seneschal, and I have to look that up a lot to figure out what the Seneschal is. So, you know, like it's just a different deck to learn. versus what I already know. Not to take away, that is not to take away from this deck. I don't mind learning new decks. I don't mind at all. And this, if you're going to learn a new deck, this is probably a great one to have because it's gorgeous. I mean, first of all, that's so pretty. Can y'all see? We're going to start with this card because it's the worst card in the whole deck. And it's not that bad. It's just, to me, it doesn't fit. So, Raveen Phelan did these cards, writer and artist. This is the only one I don't like. This one reminds me very much of Doreen Virtue card, maybe. But I get it. It's a youth card, or the child card, I mean. So, other than that, we have, so this would be the full card. Obviously not the full card. But you know, a lot of the same goes. You have choices to make when you're starting a whole new adventure, kind of like the full. You can make choices on where to go, what to do, and what to say. So I guess I see how it could be. You know, there's the youth, but there's just the mother. Oh, these must all be in order. I think I put them in order not too long ago so I could keep them in order. I want to learn this deck. This deck, I just love it so much, but I don't know it. So that must be the Hermit. I can obviously tell. But they call it Wisdom in this deck. Healing and love, union, self, abundance, destiny, journey, thought, emotions, desire, perception, intuition, integrity, and faith. So those were all the major, okay? So they're absolutely beautiful. Kind of wish it was gilded. I think I've seen these gilded, but maybe it was because somebody gilded it themselves, or maybe it comes gilded and I just didn't get that deck. I don't know. But, so the artistry is completely different. And, there's just kind of different meanings, and I'm gonna have to learn what they mean. So, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think the imagery is beautiful. But when I do a reading on this, I usually feel as if I need the book. So that is my tarot deck, and I hope you liked it. Thanks. Okay, the next tarot that I have in my collection, the Tarot of Vampires and the Green Witch Tarot. And we'll start with this one. It looks like we can start with this one right here. Another side box. I put these two together because Wolf Ruan Llewellyn both did these, and I feel like, or published these, and I feel like the card stock and everything is very, 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 very similar, and that's why I did obviously different art and different authors. But I was doing some studying. This is close to one of the first decks. I've always loved vampires, from, you know, the crazy ones and From Dusk Till Dawn to Twilight. Yes, I love Twilight too. So anyways, guilty pleasures sometimes, I guess. My favorite vampires, though, are the ones that I can read about, and I love Dracula, and I love the Black Dagger Brotherhood, just in case y'all were wondering. But if you like to read, you should totally check those out. Anyways, so I got this one because I love vampires, but also because I heard that the book was what really sets this deck apart from a lot of people, or a lot of other decks, I guess, not people. And boy, does it ever. So you flip open the box, there's this beautiful red rose. And here's the book, Phantasmagoria. Or Phantasmagoria. And why they picked this picture to put on the cover, I don't know. There are a few pictures in this deck that I am not fond of at all. But first we're going to talk about the book. Yes, I'm a nerd. Okay, so the book here is over 300 pages long, okay? And there's no pictures either. But it is full of information. Here's information of the Blood Rose. There's information about vampires. There's information about the tarot. There's so much information about astrology in this deck. That's one thing that I found so useful, because when I first started out, I was having a little bit of a hard time connecting the dots with astrology, because I wasn't as into astrology then. But this really helped me connect or astrology with tarot, and this really helped me do that, because it puts a lot of it. It tells you, you know, what goes with what. See, Aries is the Emperor, which is cardinal fire. 3 and 4 of scepters is what it says. I'm just trying to read upside down here, people. I hope that's what that says. But anyways, so you have all of these. It's all like a novel. You can read this. It's a cool book. And then you have there, not only does it have that, but it also has the symbols of what each planet and everything is. And sign, zodiac sign. So, and then you got your cards. Talks about the cards and say, so here's where the Empress starts. We'll just show you how much information. So the Empress starts, you read from there. You read here, and then you read it there, and there's more information all the way on this page. And then you read down, and this is the shadow side, maybe if you want to read them upside down. Okay, so it gives you more information. Then you go, well, what was that? Oh, that was the High Priestess. I apologize. This is the Empress, and then it starts from here. So each one of them has pages worth of information, and good information. So this is a really good deck if you like reading, and I do, so it didn't bother me. Now, here is this side of it. Do I need more light? I think I'm okay. Last time I did this, the little Diva light had rings around everything. So, okay, so real pretty, and it's kind of like this matte finish. On this side, there's the Daughter of Skulls. So they go in a different, you know, there's skulls and scepters, grails and knives, I think, in this one. And for the most part, I like the art. But then you'll come across a couple, like the same one on the front of the book, the Ten of Knives. I don't like that one. You know, like this one, I like that one. I like that one. There's just, but, I don't know. There are some in here that can blow my mind, like that one. And then there's some in here that just are not, I don't care for. I don't really see them right at top. But there's only one or two, to be honest. It's not, and it obviously wasn't enough to make me not want the deck. So, you know, there's just, they kind of look funny, I think. Some of the art looks a little too much, maybe. But all in all, obviously, not bad. Not a bad deck. And here's some upside down. What do you know about that? What do they have to say, huh? So that's this one. And this is a good one to have. But this is more stretching tarot. They're stretching. When you start stretching tarot and still calling yourself tarot, it's kind of like taroracles is what I like to call them. I think other people call them that too. But you know, it just kind of stretches what the tarot is. So these cards are very slippery, as well as the next one I'm going to show you. From this one, these, I'm gonna say the authors probably, after picking Llewellyn or Llewellyn picking them, went for the exact same cardstock, same book, same box, packaging, everything. Like, they must have styles or whatnot. I got this one because somebody had given me a book called The Green Witch by Anne Mora, same person, and it's a book called The Green Witch, and I actually love it quite a bit. It is, I use a lot of herbs and things like that, so that is something that's up my alley. So this too, almost 300 page long book. I haven't, this is more of a newer deck, so I don't have as much experience with it, but I've used it a couple times. But there's places for notes, so you can get used to it, or if you know you want to work spells and you want to use your cards to do it, they have that. Here's the earth cards and the write-up about that. So lots of good write-up, lots of good information in this book. Okay, so yeah, the book is very, very much in depth. And I like that. I like when, you know, you can read the cards, but sometimes you want to go in there and see a different perspective. And when they give you good perspectives, and you can have so many different perspectives when you read the cards, it just adds to your readings, I believe, anyway. So that's why I like those. And this is the front side of the cards. How pretty. I really enjoy it. Now the cards, just like the other ones, flimsy as shit cardstock. It might as well just be paper. Look, I just bent that barely. Like, I barely touched it and it bent the card. Don't enjoy that. Sorry, High Priestess. So the art, I love it. So we don't have the Emperor. This is the Horned God. So this is another one of those tarot oracles where they change things a lot. There's a lot of the same meanings, but it works differently. And so you do need the book on a lot of times. You'll need the book. But I, again, love borderless cards. These are borderless cards. I feel like they make the world go round a lot better. The Earth Mother, obviously the Empress. So, but if you didn't know, like, what numbers, 1, 2, 3 in the tarot, then you might have to check the book out. But, the book is awesome. So, not a problem. And the art, it's very whimsical, a little less expected. I thought maybe it would be more witchy. Kind of glad it's not. I do want a witchy deck for sure, but I really like that they followed more of a green witch type path, which is more of, herbs and all of the things that you see. And we use spirit and magic and work and just like regular people do. So anyway, so these are those decks. Let's go on to the next view. Okay, so now we're going to go on to these next 3 that I have in my collection. This one's a more recent one. Maybe we'll just do that one. I guess it's mine. Okay, we'll just go in order. Okay, this is the Moonchild Tarot. This one you cannot get on Amazon. This one was a birthday gift from my husband. And this is like packaging of packaging. I had to wait a couple weeks for it to get shipped. I mean, it's just one of those that you just really wanted to get in. I know a few people that have these, and they're just beautiful. I have an oracle deck where the artist did the same for that. I didn't do the same thing, but it's the same artist for this deck as it is for that deck. But those are oracle cards. The artist is also the author. And in the other one, it is not. So, but anyways, so this is the Moonchild Tarot. And the box, look at that. Right, so pretty. Oh my gosh, why it's so dark. Sorry, it's so dark. But that's the inside of the box. like the book. I guess I could have just pulled that out and showed you. So here's the book. Also nice size. This is a more expensive deck than your normal $20 to $30 decks on Amazon. These have a bit more to, you know, just a little bit more well made. So the book, this is all by, what is it, Danielle Noel? Is that who this is by, right? I believe this is by, yes, Danielle Noel. Phenomenal writer, blogger. If you have never heard of her, please just look her up. So here's her book. Has information about the moon, information about, this is kind of an Egyptian as well, has information about the tarot, full color, as you can see. Absolutely just breathtaking and pretty and worth readings. Oh, what I like, let's see, what I like. So here is, I just pulled up the star. So you have the star, okay, and then it has a little bit of writing about the actual card, and then it talks about the actual star card, so not the just original information. And this is about the actual card that comes with the deck. But then it has stuff like your keywords: healing, bliss, hope, spiritual love, inspiration. But then there's inquiries. Like if you draw these cards for yourself, maybe there's these inquiries, or even some you can ask your clients, but like what next steps await my own spiritual growth, or how can I bask in the light that surrounds me? So it has really, really, really good stuff in this book. I love this deck. This is probably one of my faves, not only by how well it's made, but just very whimsical, beautiful, and pretty. Definitely not Rider-Waite deck. Definitely not even close. And that's what can make it hard, because you have to learn new things. Also, this deck comes with like 81 cards versus 78 in the original tarot. So this is the front side of it. I'll also say the cardstock is like almost cardboard. It's so good. It is the best I have. It's amazing. And then it is gilded. Well, that one just does not want to stay there. It's also gilded. It's like this matte gold gild. I don't know if you can see it. It's also got glitter. It's really pretty, but it's like a matte gold instead of a foily shiny. And then the back side of the cards are my favorite. Good gravy. This is the Universe card, similar to the World. The Heartbreak. So it is close. It's just some of them are. There's the Hierophant. They're just whimsical, beautiful, pretty. Eight of Wands. Isn't that nice? Eight of Wands and Rider-Waite is like these wands that go out. There's like this fast movement. So there's a bit of a difference here, and it's kind of a stretch. I can definitely see what some of them mean, but some of them kind of don't match a little bit to me. And I do need the book for this sometimes. But I'm learning, and I do know I do know that. So, but I like to see, obviously, everybody else's perspectives on the cards. Again, to add to my own toolbox of information when I interpret the cards myself. So, most absolutely beautiful deck that I have. I spent a lot of time on that one. This is going to be way too long of a video. Let's go to the next one. Oh, look at that in that card. What does it say? It says, "You are the dance of light and shadow." Beautiful. I love when people take the time and you can tell when they put intentions and things. And the intentions are what makes things work, people. Here we have Angel Tarot cards by Radleigh Valentine. These are fun. People like these. These are very well liked by clients and other people. So if that's important to you, then this is a really good deck to have. I have a lot of people actually request this deck too. So the guidebook that comes with it is, I don't know, probably 100 or so pages, 200 pages, something like that. Let's see. 133 pages. Comes with some tarot spreads, some information, probably on some using these angel guides and how to work with the angels, the meanings of the cards. They're all on here. Instead of the Fool, we have the Dreamer, and we have the Magician, the High Priestess. So it's basically very, very similar. The art is not. The art is not similar at all. But that's okay. On this side we have Archangel Michael, gilded in silver. Beautiful. Good size deck, you know, good size. You can shuffle them well. They go by, instead of the suits, they go by the elements. So the earth, water, fire, air. So they go by the suits, and I think earth is more fairies, and you've got major arcanas, and fire's very dragony type, real pretty, friendly dragons type of thing. Water's very mermaidia, very, very like that, and air is all unicorn type stuff. And they also have, so it's kind of a good deck to have once you start going away from tarot after you've learned it. This is a very good one to have because, so you have Ten of Air, which is the Ten of Swords, and, or I guess, yeah, the Ten of Swords, and that one, I believe, well, everybody knows that one. That's the one where all those swords are stabbed into that person. So this one's kind of a little bit better to see. But at the bottom, it gives you a good little message that coincides with the card. So like this one says, the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change and expect things to finally get better, recovering from an addiction. So that could be part of why you pulled this card. And so, yeah, so like if you're not sure about what, you know, they all have these little sayings at the bottom that will definitely help you out when you're first learning to read. Cards like that are really, really nice and good to have. Last one on this one, and then I only have a couple more. The Voyager. Probably gonna have to make a box. I've actually had this deck quite a long time. It's been in there for a while. Voyager is a love-hate for people. Some people love this deck, some people hate this deck. It's not really in between. I'm one who loves it. As you can see, it's very well used. Voyager Tarot booklet. So it's very different. I would say more of a tarot oracle. They changed, you know, the cups. It's still cups, still emotions, but crystals are for the mind instead of swords. Let's see, so crystals, and then there's still wands, and then there's worlds instead of pentacles. So, and then it gives a write-up of each one, each card. It's brilliant, to be honest. If you actually read this book, it's brilliant and beautiful and very, 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 very well thought out, very well written. This is a collage deck as well, people. Major. And not once have I ever used this deck and not seen something new. Never. Not once. Or getting different readings, the same cards. It's just full of stuff. So, these are the cards. There's stuff all over. There's stuff all over them. Look, it's a collage of all kinds of different stuff in there. You will find so much to read. This is the Two of Cups. It's equilibrium is what that one says for the Two of Cups, which, you know, a balance or a love. But yeah, these are beautiful cards, and they are hard for some people to read, I guess, because of all of the so many different aspects and pictures. But there's little words at the top that kind of helps you go. So like this is the Ten of Wands, okay? And if you're not too familiar with tarot and just work off what you see here, there's a word called growth. And what is that, when you look at that and you hear the word growth, what does it mean? Or that, or that, or that. So you can kind of start letting your mind pick up its own information. And that's why, like, I was fortunately one of those ones who could just pick them up, and it just made sense to me. So this is the Voyager Tarot, and this is by James Wanless, I'm sorry. He's a PhD. And also, this picture on the card, that I believe is an actual picture of our DNA, guys. And there's so much importance to that, the story behind it, everything. It's because all of these cards are already all inside of us. And these give us new perspectives on how to see our own situations in our lives. And that's what tarot is all about. All right, we'll go to the next ones. Okay, friends, this will be the last two in this video that I will be doing today. And we'll start with this one. This is very brand new. I think this is my newest deck that I have. This is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot, and it is pretty new. I think it's only been out a month, maybe. So I love the box. I love it. That has a cool little drawer here. And then here's the guidebook that comes, book that comes with it. This, Tori Hartman has also did the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards, and now she's went ahead and infused the chakra healing system with the tarot. And so her guidebook, you know, you open it up and it talks about the chakras and what they do for us, and then it talks about the tarot, and then how she infuses the two together, which is absolute genius if you ask me. The major, here's the major, and it shows you how she do it. So the Fool, the Chariot, so 0, the Fool, the Chariot, and Temperance are red. Then we've got the orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, and then we have the World card. So, and then she goes and she talks about each one, and then she then it's kind of color coded to the actual cards that are color coded. So, like, here's the Root, obviously, in the red, and the Aces. All the Aces are Root cards, and she explains why. But then you go 8, you know, through 7, and then you go back to the 8s, and they are all Root cards. And it, again, it makes sense. And then she goes and she has a write-up about each one. Then you can go to the sacral chakra. And, you know, all of these are just, it's genius. It's very, very genius. Also, in the major arcana, she starts with a Fool, and it's the same young woman all the way through, learning a lesson. So she's the same one in all of the major arcanas, learning different things, going through different lessons, and then of course you can see each card has the chakra color around it to help you read them better, except for the World. The World is the only one that does not have a chakra color. It is the mixture of all of these, and then of course this is the back side of the card. These are very pretty. Little thin, but very, very, very pretty cards. They do not follow traditional tarot. They are their own set of artistry and rules. And to be fairly honest, it's a little bit harder. These are a little bit harder for me to read. Again, I've only had them a month, so could be that. But beautiful. They're beautiful, and I like them. And then the very last that I'm talking about in this video is the Osho Zen Tarot. A friend of mine had this deck, and I liked it. We did spreads and stuff like that. But then she let me borrow it one day, and I don't know. It was like after that, I just needed to have them. They speak so well for me. But this is, again, it's a stretch to call this one a tarot as well. it also, I think, has 81 cards, if I'm not mistaken. I think it has 81 cards in this one. I believe so. And it's very Buddhist in a way, but it's actually, Osho is a guru. And he calls himself a master. And, you know, if you believe in that kind of stuff, that's cool. I love gurus, but I don't need one because I'm my own guru. Anyways, so this, guys, is the companion booklet for the Osho Zen Tarot, and it has really good spreads in here. There are quite a few differences. The High Priestess is the existence. I mean, things are very different, but guys, whoa, these cards just know what to say. So this is what they look like on this side. I don't know what that is. I don't mind it, but I don't know what it is. So I don't have a lot to say about it. And then we have the border. I don't mind, you know, the border when it's black, I guess, as much as it's white. But I like a black border better. I might even, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I might gild these black because the borders are black and they need to be. So here's healing, the dream, past lives, courage, compromise, possibilities, the miser, inner voice. So they go with tarot, but they don't. They have their own kind of set of rules. I like that card. I know people who don't, but I do. I think that it's pretty. Anyways, but yeah, there's a lot of real pretty artistry here. Osho's a very spiritual person, very, very, very spiritual person, and a lot of it makes sense. And there's a schizophrenia card in here. I don't know where it's at. But they have just a little bit more intensity. Just maybe more. I don't know the right word that I'm trying to say. Just a good one to read. I find that I never seem to go wrong, you know, and you know, like I always know which one to pick here. So, exhaustion. I need a nap. Actually, I was thinking about taking one after this video, so maybe I am pretty tired. Ha. Anyway, so this is my tarot collection. These are what you will probably see come different videos. I hope that you liked it. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about any of these decks or how I read, or if you have any questions about me or anything that you'd like to say, please comment down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, if you want to see more, if you want to see me unboxing, or if you want me to do a read for you guys, just let me know. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon.